Alright everybody, there's a funny link in the description to a tweet by Bitchute with regards to something said by Jimmy Wales. Now you'll know him as the co-founder of Wikipedia. He's one of the men who helped to build that up from the ground. Wikipedia for a long time was like really good. I can remember when Wikipedia was actually considered edgy like many years ago. They're like, oh, kids are using Wikipedia articles to research for school and they shouldn't be doing that. And then of course after years and years they said, oh, by the way, Wikipedia is basically as accurate as any other encyclopedia. And it tended to be until recently, where now, unfortunately, what's happened is you have constant politicized edit wars that are going on Wikipedia. And so an article may change considerably over short spans of time if it's politically charged. The problem is that you don't necessarily, a lot of it's lie by omission in such cases. People will try to get something cut from an article as irrelevant, even though it could be considered relevant from certain points of view. There is bias on Wikipedia, and I think we've isolated one of the reasons why. Jimmy Wales here, weighing in on the issue of Bitchute. Now, what happened is, I guess, an individual queried him about Bitchute's entry on Wikipedia, saying, well, it's labeled as a far-right site, but it's not actually far-right, it's a free speech platform. Wales, so this is his claim, he went to the site and the first person he saw there was, like, I guess, racist or something, and so he said, well, the first thing I saw there was some dude with a racist screed on there, so yes, far right, end of. The number of fallacies being used here is hilarious, considering the fact that this is the co-founder of a site that explicitly exists, in part bases its entire content on trying to remain unbiased and sample things appropriately from a neutral point of view. Now, of course, that doesn't happen. That's pie-in-the-sky utopianism. An AI program wouldn't be able to deliver you a fully unbiased site. It's inevitably going to happen. Bias exists. We've got to be able to be adults about it and get over it. But the stunning lack of self-awareness from Jimmy Wales, someone associated directly with Wikipedia on this particular issue, is funny. First and foremost, the idea that you can look at one user on a site with hundreds of thousands of active users and millions of registered users, I believe, or at least many, many hundreds of thousands of registered users now, and determine the entire website's content or its political scope based on that is hilarious. Wales could have gone and looked at a who's who of Bitchute instead. What would he see there? The number one user is Sargon of Akkad. Now he gets labeled far right, but they can't even determine what sort of far right he supposedly is. Like that data report, not Data Society with Becca Lewis, but the second report there that they didn't drag out until recently, even though it was a year old. That one, for instance, that labels me as alt-right also has Sargon straddling between alt-right and intellectual dark web. Like on his main channel, he's like Jordan Peterson, I guess. And on the Thinkery, he becomes further right, even though a lot of it is like gaming streaming. And so the report begins to fall apart when you actually look at the list of its, the norms on there that it's comparing things to. Like it's a focus group within the legacy media, and you look at their political bias there, it's kind of obvious what the report was trying to do. It's a dog whistle for censorship. So Jimmy Wales, he sees one user on the platform, and then extrapolates the entire platform from it. I'm the second largest user there. I'm a libertarian. BPS, I guess you could call them, arguably alt-right, but then like InfoWars is an alt-right. InfoWars is supposedly like an evil conspiracy network, but it's not alt-right. As far as I know, they've never tried to make that logical stretch anyway. Paul Joseph Watson, he's not far right. He's more on the libertarian side, although I believe he's moving more towards a CivNat sort of position now. And some of the other users, like Computing Forever, yes, very, very far-right individual. Yeah, H.A. Goodman's big on the platform, Razorfist and people. You've got everyone across the possible fucking political spectrum. And if people like Kyle Kulinski wanted to move onto the platform and establish a presence, then I guess would that make it a far-left site? No, it would make it a site that welcomes everyone. I could start making communist anthem content, and I wouldn't get kicked off of Bitchute. In fact, there's probably communist material there. I'll have to search it out, do a who's who of the left on Bitchute. I'll have to do some research into that or something. Don't let me forget it. Anyway, so you've got that. Then you've got another interesting claim that's being made here, which is the fact that an individual would be racist and allowed on a website makes it far right. How does that have anything to do with left-right politics? Like, I can think, I'm not going to name names, but I follow some people that are on the left on YouTube. And sometimes their audiences are incredibly sexist and homophobic. You wouldn't even believe it. If you think that you see, like when I make a video, like I'm pro-gay rights, I'm pro-gay marriage. And when I make a video on that, I know that there are going to be some people who are going to talk about, like, chocolate effluence and stuff like that in the comments section. It pales in comparison to the sort of weird shit that I see on some of the left-wing channels just on YouTube. And Bitchute pointed out, this is the link in the description to their status, they pointed out this individual that's being used as an example of why Bitchute would be labeled far-right also has a Twitter account. But there's nothing in Wikipedia about Twitter being a far-right site. By the way, Twitter gets called that every day by The Verge. Or by Right Wing Watch and some of these other groups. I guess Right Wing Watch is so bad even Google demotes them in the rankings, which I don't even agree with demoting them. Let them spew their clickbait bullshit. Or he has a YouTube account. Does that make YouTube far right? You have to have your head up your ass to make these claims. Well, the same is true about a site like Bitchute. The fact that it explicitly exists as a free speech tech platform from the next generation, as a platform that does not ban users for any form of political speech, means that people who tend to be outcast from other sites will gravitate there. That doesn't mean that the site itself has changed its politics at all. It's a libertarian site. I would look at alt tech and I would say fundamentally it's about libertarian tech. That's basically what it is, or classically liberal tech, or constitutionalist tech. A lot of it's based in the US or has a deep sort of desire to emulate sort of Enlightenment era principles. That has nothing to do with the alt-right. The alt-right's welcome to be there, so are communists. They can go and they can, say weird shit to each other in their comment sections. That doesn't make the site far left or far right. And if you know anything about the founder of Bitchute, about Ray, I guess his foray into the online world mainly involves making nursery rhymes for his kid years ago, so I don't see how that's far right. And if you've spoken with the dude, no, he's not. He's liberty-minded. And of course, he's capitalistic. He wants to make money off of it, which I think is a great thing. There should always be profit motive in tech. You eliminate that, you'll get more bias than you have now. So it's just a funny irony. It's ironic that the person who co-founds and helps run a website that explicitly is built on the idea of neutral point of view and let's research the topic from multiple angles and gather data and not just fly by the seat of our pants, is saying that because one person on a fucking website that I'm assuming it's probably that he just doesn't like the website, feels it's competitive with his partners or something in some way. Like Wikipedia explicitly now is partnered with YouTube, partially against its will, by the way. There you get a conflict of interest, potentially. Someone who supposedly is interested in unbiased information, just info in the raw, education as is, this is the truth, it's not opinion, unless it's an article about someone's opinion, and then truthful analysis thereof of whether it's good or not. It's interesting that that person would make such an elementary mistake in sampling bias. This one person's far right, ergo your entire site is far right. Well, again, apply that logic to YouTube or Twitter or Facebook and put that in the Wikipedia articles. And the people that edit your own website would be like, what the fuck is going on? They wouldn't be able to understand. Try finding any website out there, by the way, that doesn't have some racially tinged content on it. You go to some communist forum, you'll see plenty of healthy discussion over, whoa, is this group capable of adapting the workers' utopia we're going to build? I've seen it myself. Ever heard of the Nazbol movement or anything like that? I mean, Jesus. So, it's interesting to see Jimmy Wales get owned by Bitchute. That's about all. Peace out.